This week has been filled with lots of fun activities for homecoming week. Tuesday was sweatpants day, Wednesday was rain gear day, Thursday was celebrity lookalike day, and Friday was spirit day. Be sure to watch next week for more homecoming coverage.
Brashear girls played the 4:30 consolation semifinal game with Atlanta Thursday. The Lady Tigers jumped on to an 11-4 first quarter lead and took a 28-12 lead into halftime. Brashear continued to outscore Atlanta in the second half, leading 42-15 after three quarters on the way to a 51-23 win. Shandy March was the leading scorer for Brashear with 10 points. Shelby Salter and Abby McKim had 9 points each. Stephanie Elsie had 8. Megan Taylor scored 6. Katie Smith had 5. Sydney Slavin scored 4 points. The Brashear boys played the late game Thursday with the consolation semifinal versus Putnam County JV. The Tigers took a 15-10 lead after one quarter and a 34-25 lead at halftime. Brashear extended their lead to 50-37 after three quarters, and despite a late charge by Putnam County, managed to outscore Putnam County JV every quarter on their way to the 65-49 win. Anthony Ambrosia led all scorers with 28 points for Brashear. Matt Thomas scored 15 points, Adam Songer had 11, Zach Reeves had 7, and Taryn Treasure and Nick Thomas each scored 2 points.
In the girls' consolation game, Brashear and North Shelby traded baskets throughout the first quarter, with North Shelby holding a slim 11-10 lead at the end. North Shelby then outscored Brashear 16-3 in the second quarter to take a 27-13 lead into halftime. North Shelby also had a strong third quarter, extending their lead to 45-17 before Brashear rallied to match North Shelby point for point in the final quarter. North Shelby claimed the consolation trophy by a final score of 55-27. For Brashear, Shelby Salter scored 11 points, Katie Smith, Abby McKim, and Shandy March had 4 points each, Stephanie Elsie and Megan Taylor scored 2 points each. The boys' consolation game was a matchup between Brashear and Atlanta. Atlanta led 11-8 after the first quarter, in which Brashear starter Adam Songer suffered an ankle injury, which caused a game delay while waiting for an ambulance. Brashear battled back in the second and took a 28-25 lead at the half. Brashear extended their lead to 44-39 after three quarters and took the consolation trophy by a final score of 58-45. Matt Thomas scored 20 points for Brashear, Anthony Ambrosia had 15, Zach Reeves scored 9 points, Taryn Treasure, Nick Thomas, and Joe Clarkson had 4 each, and Adam Songer scored 2 points.
On Tuesday, February 16th, the Brashear Tigers headed to Buckland. In the girls' game, the Buckland girls outscored Brashear 13-8 in the first quarter, but it was a dead heat in the second and third quarters as Buckland maintained their 5-point lead of a 19-14 at halftime and 31-26 at the end of the third quarter. Brashear managed to outscore Buckland 17-15 in the final quarter, but came up short by a score of 46-43. Stephanie Elsie scored 13 points for Brashear, Abby McKim had 11, Sydney Slavin added 8, Katie Smith had 4, Shandy March had 3, and Shelby Salter and Megan Taylor scored 2 points each. In the boys' game, Brashear jumped out to a 21-12 lead after one quarter and led 34-23 at halftime. Brashear continued to extend their lead to 51-35 after three quarters and picked up the conference win 70-50. Anthony Ambrosia and Matt Thomas led the way for Brashear with 25 and 24 points. Nick Thomas added 11, Joe Clarkson had 4, Taryn Treasure had 3, Joseph Woods had 2, and Daniel Smith scored 1 point.